Hello and welcome to the Aftermath Podcast. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
Did you almost say About Nothing podcast there?
No, I did not.
Hello and welcome to the... There was a pause.
Slight pause.
There was a, hey, it's Ethan, and this is the Aftermath, not the About Nothing podcast, but Ian almost.
And before I could even introduce him, obviously, Ethan has made his presence very well known.
Yeah,
on
well, you
this
can't
show.
get enough of me. What's up?
It's his shtick, how he does it.
And then, of course, we got Chase here as well.
Dude, against all odds.
Against all odds.
I told you guys, it's easy. You just summon with a rain. Guess whose
No,
rain that
the
is?
thing is, you're right.
Guess that. Oh, I
There's
said
one
it.
right in front of us.
Mhm.
The thing is, with Chase, I mean, with most times, it seems like, at least in recent
He still hasn't
history,
said anything.
he
Hands in his lap.
yeah,
Just staring at the
Quiet.
mic like it's going to blow up
It's
in
okay.
his face.
He's just waiting. He's patient.
as I was hands up.
Bang.
Chase actually doesn't like
Speak.
intentionally come to the studio to like record an
Right.
episode. It's always
It's
like,
more so
oh, you're
just
here.
happens
You don't have
sense,
work
like, hey, you
tomorrow.
wanna be on
Guess
the
what?
show?
We're roping you in.
Yeah,
Exactly.
kinda.
So
And
here
by
you
roping
are.
you in, that's not a hypothetical. We actually have rope.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
call
yeah.
it the chase rope. We just tie him up and drag him in.
It's
Yeah, I'm
tied
hoping
to
you
the
guys can
rain.
loosen it a little bit. I kind of can't feel the
Can't
blood
feel your
circulating.
legs. Yeah.
No,
You don't
if he
need blood.
moves, he knows the rain will spill, so he doesn't.
We have a big, one of those comically large crazy straws going from the rain to his mouth because he's tied up.
Yeah.
So,
Get fucking IV.
yeah.
On another
Crazy
note, how long has
straw
it been? A
IV.
few months?
It has been a little bit. Actually, I can
Mhm.
probably look that up.
The very last episode we
sip that rain.
recorded with you on was,
The good and the bad and the ugly?
yes.
Oh, get out! Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That felt like forever ago.
We did an episode on the good, the bad, and the ugly.
We did,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did.
Shows you how
Chase
often
has
I'm on
made
this guy.
requests for like all of the westerns in my library.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen that.
No, you haven't.
Chase
but
is going
it's
to
real
watch
good.
that, isn't he?
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. We still got to do a fistful of dollars.
Nice.
That was in June.
Oh man,
Holy shit. I
Crazy.
Can't, yeah, I can't. I thought you were on like a conversation one before then, but I'm
you
not sure.
might have been.
You never know.
Yeah.
If I was,
Wild card
I don't
chase.
remember that one.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's okay. Neither do we.
Yeah. So this is a very important, very pivotal. I mean, so super
Write the
critical
dates
movie.
down. Write the dates
this
down.
date down.
It's about
not only,
time.
Not only do we have all
You
four,
can stop nagging me about it.
Planets have aligned.
Not only do we have all four boys here,
You
but
can stop adding me in every comment.
Yes,
I
yes,
see
yes.
them, but, you know,
We-
we just haven't gotten that far.
We watched
I love you.
Godzilla minus one. We watched Godzilla minus one today, and it was a very important, very great
It was a
movie.
good fucking movie.
It's a great movie. But before we get launched off into all that, I'm going to get all the logistics out the way
Right.
at the top.
the preamble.
The preamble.
So Godzilla, right? It's Big Lizard.
no. No.
He writes
Right,
Kilroy was
fine.
here on the side of the
Yeah,
battleship.
Kilroy was here.
Fine,
That's
you guys
good.
are right. He's not a big. He's a big dragon, but he has no
Yeah,
wings.
yeah.
They cut his wings off when he was young.
A big worm.
As I was saying, if you are looking to get more involved with this podcast, you can type in Aftermath. You can type in the Aftermath on all the major podcasting platforms and stuff. But the more important one, or important ones, I should say, are YouTube and Spotify. I have the ability to look at comments on Spotify now, and I always read the comments on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, what's up?
And so if you could go onto YouTube and in the search bar type in at Hindsight Studios.
He just did the finger
I'm
thing.
doing the ooh fingers. At the
I'll put him in the comments.
Leave us a comment.
Yeah,
I'll
at
timestamp
Hindsight
this.
Studios, and so that way you can subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and also
like.
and give us a comment because I also really appreciate that. And because of that, I wanted to touch on a couple of the comments that have circulated.
I better
because-
get first
thrown at
comment
us.
with
because
like a brick
you.
through a
I'm
window.
telling you because you.
Last time I tried to get first comment, I'm on this podcast and I still got second
There
comment.
you go.
And I'm pretty mad about that. But this time I'm going to timestamp your ooh fingers and
Okay.
put it in there. And
There
I
you
swear
go.
to God, if I get beaten to that punch,
Well, you better hurry up.
I mean, I'm not a fast
Okay,
man.
no, you've got time.
I'll
He
send
uploads
you.
in the mornings though, and I'm a night shifter, so I wake up
Oh,
at like
fuck.
5 p.m.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
already
Never mind, bro,
there's already
you're
2 comments from
You
him
got to
arguing with
relinquish your
somebody.
first place
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah, and I wake up at 5
There's already,
a.m.
there's already 2 comments and a text message reading one of the comments to me like, "Hey, where you been?
Yeah.
You've been requested." And I'm
Where
like,
the
"I
fuck
know.
is he?"
Yeah.
Where you been? Working, unfortunately."
Yeah.
love it.
So I'm not sure.
What?
Don't you love it?
Yeah.
Love is a strong word.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I only use love for things I really love, like that
Right.
commentary. What's
Hate,
And work.
some say, is not strong enough.
Yeah, despise. I like that one.
Over the
Loathe.
past, here's a couple from the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
On the last, we Dylan and I watched Ghost in the Shell Arise on the last of our 4-part series for that one.
Is you about to sneeze?
Our boy,
I thought so, but apparently not.
there you go.
I'm listening, sir.
I appreciate moving away from the microphone in case you did.
Yeah.
Next time,
But it did kinda look
sneeze
funny if you're
right
going-
into the,
Right, just full send that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
honestly into the mic, like a cartoon
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah. He's winding it up. So again, as of a couple of weeks ago, the comment from Toasty says, "Oof, I feel Dylan on that one. I finished Vagabond manga collection."
Oh yeah, what the fucking
And then a couple days later, they announced the definitive hardcover edition. And he also says, "Ethan, time is a fleeting thing, a precious gift of life's days. Now stop wasting it and get your ass on the couch and watch Godzilla with the boys." That was as of a couple of weeks ago. And
My
so,
response to that is from this angle, the mic
Yeah.
and the way it is over Dylan's face looks like the Bane mask.
there you go. Okay.
You merely adopted the darkness.
I was molded by Godzilla.
So I was saying that. I was saying that because that kind of that has sprung a conversation over the past few weeks. The previous episode that you were on, Ethan, what we called Rocket Prosthesis, which was just a conversation episode we had, and it was obviously it was late, and I didn't want to put you through watching this movie and also trying to do a podcast when it was that late and you were super
getting
tired.
into the wee hours.
Yeah, and so he also responds in brackets, liked out of spite. So he liked it, but he was also kind of upset that we didn't actually. He liked the fact that you were there, but didn't actually like the
At
fact
least
that we
you're
didn't
here,
do
but
it.
fuck you.
So I told him in
I
response.
like your presence, but you're on thin fucking
Yeah.
ice.
So I responded saying I also appreciate that out of spite. So
A spite is a good thing
Yeah,
to drive
yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's what mainly has driven me. You, didn't, you heard it here first.
And then just to say this here, because I don't want to comment this to him, but I want to say this for the show, because I think it's gonna be funny and it's also very true.
Okay.
I just recently posted on Instagram like just a dumb photo from this time last year when we were in the Walmart parking lot. And we saw that just that
No fucking way.
random tire in the parking lot, just like sitting there ominously. And so I believe the caption that I did for that was, "How does this picture make you feel?" And I want only. Hold on, let me just pull it up if I can get it, because I actually I thought it was very funny.
Now,
but I don't
is this
think
going to be on par with the parking lot chocolate milk?
I was
Or-
just thinking about
Yeah.
that.
Right. Chase, weren't you the one that found that?
Yeah.
Was it in front of your car?
I don't think
was it
I
just, like,
remember
next
either
to
of
it?
these.
I think me and Nick pulled up to the Walmart and saw a trash can in front of us, and I was just like, "Is that just chocolate milk on top of a
Just
trash
on
can?"
top of the can.
It was still cold too, I think.
yeah. Someone forgot it.
Jesus.
Basically, I said, "How does this picture make you feel?" Only super deep and overly philosophical responses, please. And I said that I took this photo almost exactly a year ago. I found a tire just like this in the parking lot. Truly a moment frozen in time. And then I also hashtagged it with liminal space because it feels very ominous and weird. So our boy commented on this past week's episode saying that post on Instagram had a motherfucker believing you guys were gonna watch the horror movie Rubber about the
Oh,
killer
God.
tire.
We have to. Are you kidding
So
me?
I've been wanting to watch very good with good in air
Yeah, yeah,
quotes
yeah.
horror movies for a long time.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me
We
just
still have the rest of the
before
Tremor series.
We do.
the bad Tremor series. Yeah.
No,
Oh, yeah.
they were good. What do you mean good? The Chase is going to watch them with us. The good Trimmer series.
Well, I think the first one was
Chase,
good.
have you seen the first one?
I don't
Tremors.
remember.
Tremors?
I don't think he has. It'd be even better if Chase only watches the second one. It's like
Only
I don't know
watches
what's happening.
2 through 7.
7 of them.
Yeah, 7.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
we
God.
should just lump them together.
That's what I was saying.
we should
bad.
just have
Will.
like episodes 2 through 4 of Trimmers all in one podcast.
I would say
like we did
yep,
for
they
Back to
work.
the Future.
I haven't seen them, but apparently from what I've heard, the
get
first one
exponentially worse
the first
every
one was
time.
the
Oh, yeah.
best one, and that's the only one to care about.
It's a steep decline.
I want to see how steep this is. All right, I'm a
Oh,
thrill
yeah.
seeker at heart. I want to see how steep this climb is.
Dude,
All
you're
right?
going to need a fucking parachute.
Parachutes are for pussies. I'm gonna watch all.
Let me
of them.
just say what I responded. I said that's hilarious. Imagine that's how I leak the next episodes
my
for the
God.
podcast, and then
Please
this
tell
is
me you took a picture of a lizard and you were like, "Crazy things happening
yeah,
tonight."
bruh. That'd be great.
That is-
I'll do that this week because this will be this coming Friday.
Oh hell yeah!
This
I,
gecko would look really cool if it was like 50 stories
and
tall.
breathe fire.
He responded this morning, and I have some bad news for him. He said, "I can't wait for the Brokeback Mountain leak."
Oh God.
with the Easter Island head.
How did he already find out?
And so I was about to say, "Hey, sorry, bud. I don't think I'm gonna."
We need to change
I
up
don't
our
think-
moveset. He's be able to read us like a fucking book. This is ridiculous.
I don't think I'm gonna have that one. I don't think I'm gonna leak that one. I don't think we're even gonna have that episode.
No,
Just gotta throw out
there's
a
the
few
key there.
feints.
He tried to trick you there. He tried to trick you. He
Yeah.
said he doesn't going to leak that one, all right?
Yeah,
You're just not
yeah,
going to
yeah.
know it's coming. It's just going to
I'm
happen.
just gonna have
It's not even going to
Frugal
happen on the
toasty.
normal schedule day. It's
Brokeback
going to be like
Mountain jump scare.
We upload Godzilla on a Friday,
Yeah.
and then on like a Tuesday right after, guess what? Brokeback Mountain.
Boom,
and then
gotcha.
Friday back to the
Just
regular scheduled
completely
program.
outside, and we don't even talk about it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
we
out
never
there.
mention it.
What if
it's
it's-
just an episode where
What
we
if
just
it's
talk
just
about
like
the movie?
it's about nothing episode, branding, logo, name,
Yeah.
all of it, except it's just the aftermath format, just for this one episode.
Yeah. But I say it for like April Fools. Yeah,
Yeah,
we do
yeah,
like
yeah.
about nothing episode, but I just say that it's
Yeah.
the aftermath podcast, and I just
Love it.
You
everything's the
guys
same.
walked up to
Oh
a
my
mountain
God.
and I happened to break my back on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
we should do that too. Yeah. She's like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
I
you do
broke my
have
back
that-
climbing a mountain. I don't. You look
do
at
have
this
that
weird
trip coming
movie
up.
though.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So that
would happen.
That has been the discourse and the discussion over the past couple of weeks that I wanted to get you guys involved with.
How many people break their backs on that mountain?
Apparently enough to make a movie.
Enough to have its own name.
Apparently.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
The mountain called Brokeback.
Yeah, it's actually just the name of the mountain.
Streetcar
Birkbeck.
named Desire.
People just can't pronounce it.
Streetcar
Right.
named Desire. That's good. Yeah. I also feel like I was going to say something really bad. I don't know if I should say it.
Do
Was
it.
Just call it.
Look,
just,
if you have to think about it, then maybe
I was
No,
going to say.
do
I was going to say they don't call it Backshot Mountain for nothing.
Yeah, they're just bad at pronouncing though. It's actually called Shackbot Mountain. Everyone's just dumb.
Is Shaq up there?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It's where
but it's
Shaquille
a
O'Neal was
robot
born.
version of him.
Yeah. So, anyways, we watched Godzilla -1, like I said earlier at the top of the episode, and
Yep.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that.
yes, we in fact did that, and that's what this
Dude.
podcast is about, where we talk about that.
That's crazy.
This
After.
is probably one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
Oh,
Look, there's
was
a,
so good.
it's gotten to
Leather
a point,
jacket arc.
It has gotten to a point where I can separate the Godzillas in a serious and silly bracket.
yes, 100%.
The
Which
first
bracket
one,
does this one fall in?
serious.
Serious.
Okay, I was, just,
Yeah, yeah.
I was making sure that
I don't
have
think
been,
you've-
I have been woefully missing out on what the serious
Well-
Godzillas are. If he calls this one silly,
Dude,
you know,
Yeah.
No. Serious
Like-
would be like the first original 1954 Godzilla,
Yes.
the 2014 Godzilla.
yeah.
I've
Shit, I
seen-
mean, there's really not
didn't I
much
see the
else.
2014 Godzilla?
I-
We saw that one in theaters, right?
No, we saw the King of the Monsters. That was the sequel.
Sure.
That's that's like so the.
I've
20
only seen Godzillas that Dylan has told me to watch with
Right.
Dylan
Right.
watching them. So
Yeah.
I've only seen 3 Godzillas, I think, and I don't even know what they all are. And this
I
is
still
one
really
of them.
like
So I've either
Shin
seen 3
Godzilla.
or 4.
Oh yeah, Shin
Shin
Godzilla.
Godzilla
was
We
another
watched
another
one of the old ones because I remember for the podcast episode.
Yeah.
We watched
It
one of
was
the old
Final Wars.
Yeah, that one.
Final
Oh
Wars is
my
the
God.
epitome
That,
of silly.
that one's silly.
That's
That
the
one's-
top one.
Wait,
that's
is
a
that-
goofy bastard.
Is that the one where everybody's Japanese besides the one American guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
they have,
yeah.
like,
He's a fucking wrestler.
they
Yeah.
have the like made up the made up Godzilla.
Yeah.
As well, the American Godzilla that dies
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
The fucking
I didn't-
98
yeah,
one.
the pussy
Realize he was an
Godzilla.
actual wrestler in real
Yes.
life.
Yes, dude.
I learned about that a few years later, and I was like, "Wait, that's real."
Yeah.
Yes. You wouldn't hit a woman, would you?
Yeah, and then proceeds to hit a woman.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I need
Oh,
that
that's
scene
so
on like
fucking
I need that
funny.
scene saved. Where he's like, "Oh, you're right."
Before we get too far into the details of this movie, I want to talk about
Leather jacket.
how well this movie was made.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
they made the
The-
colors pop well.
Absolutely impeccable.
The budget of this film was between only, and I'm saying this because every movie is astronomically more than this, only $10 to $15 million.
Wowee.
the
What did I
big
have?
the big booms make my
I'm
neurons
telling you,
activate.
I just want you to know that
Godzilla
in-
heat ray make my pee hard.
Not even that. No, I meant the right after the heat ray where it does like the
fucking, oh yeah.
yeah,
dude.
and like the whole the
cuts the
sound
sound, yeah.
cancels
It's
out,
so
and then
fucking good.
it booms, and the room shakes. Yeah, neuron activation.
Yeah.
like the monkey meme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to let you know, like every big budget movie nowadays is between like 200 million
Right,
and
some
300
exorbitant
million.
amount.
And 300 million. So like
tax
the,
evasion.
so the
I'm sure.
so the
that
fact
has to be it.
the fact that this movie is so good for it, I mean, only having a budget
Only
of
being more money
10
than I'll ever see in my entire life.
$10 to $15 million is incredible. And because of that, this movie in its opening weekend worldwide made $115 million.
So
they made
major dub. for
so
those
I'm
guys.
talking about you talk about making money on this. It is the top 3 highest grossing non-English films in United States history.
Damn.
What are the other two?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
I wonder if it's Parasite.
I want to say it might have been. Yeah.
Parasite was very good.
Parasite is probably correct.
No, I'm gonna be that guy. What's Parasite?
So, well,
You didn't
dude,
watch that one, did you?
Godzilla -1 passes Parasite to reach the rare box office milestone of being a
Damn.
non-English film.
How
to-
did we
Well,
know?
what are the other?
It's a. Oh, I don't. I'm looking at these. I'm trying to read these articles. I don't know. I wasn't prepared for this.
I'll Google it. I'll Google it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Highest grossing non-English films. I should do Hey Googs.
-1.
So, Chase, how did you feel about the movie?
Good movie. He. That's it. That's all he says. List of
You
highest
got it.
grossing
good
non-English
movie.
films.
I'll fucking kill you right now.
You know, you've said that a lot today.
Well, gosh, Chase, if you didn't make it so easy to say.
Yet I'm still here.
Oh, well, these are just non-English. I don't think these are in the States because the last Battle of Changjin from China is the grossed 913 million worldwide.
Okay, here we go. So I
That's-
think it's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
Ooh.
Life is Beautiful, and then Godzilla -1, and then the other ones were Hero and Parasite. Apparently,
The only one I recognized was Godzilla and Parasite.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't recognize.
So-
I mean, actually, I recognized another one, but
Right.
I haven't seen Parasite. I guess
Crouching
I'll-
Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think is like an old samurai movie. or
Classic
something.
kung fu flick.
Yeah. So, biggest opening weekend for a foreign film as well. Overperformed on opening weekend more than expected, and also set the second weekend record as well.
Damn.
So, like they talk about like record breaking across
Yeah.
the board,
That's insane.
and it also won a bunch of awards as well. So I just want to get that out the way because like that is.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. You want to talk about like I'm talking about in a world where we have where we have so many, I mean, multi-$100 million budgets
That
that
just
are so rushed and no one can put the time and effort into making it really quality stuff.
Nobody can
Yeah.
get worse than Concord.
They're cringe.
God.
But I'm talking about the
We're
fact
not even,
again.
yeah, this is even about
what I'm-
games, but yeah, you're right.
What I'm talking about is like even like Marvel movies that have
Yeah.
these like hundreds of millions
Dude,
of
have you
dollars
seen
in
The
budgets.
Third
But
Eye?
the problem is that they're so rushed because again they have to get the movie out at a certain time and they don't care about quality. It's just about pumping it out
Fucking
as
mass produced.
right. And that's the problem is like if they were given more time with that amount of money, they can make something that's really phenomenal. And this is a testament to that.
Yeah.
Is like you give you have fractions of the budget and you give it time and you really put some like work and like love and effort into it, you can make a phenomenal movie.
Have you guys seen The Third Eye from Multiverse of Madness?
I don't think I have.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
It's
Wait, is it that
yeah.
one shot of Doctor Strange with that?
It's Doctor Strange with the
The
third
fucking
eye.
eye
And
on
it
his
looks
forehead.
it looks like somebody painted that shit on an MS Paint.
yeah.
One second.
Get out.
Doctor
Jesus.
Strange. Look it up right now, fans. Doctor Strange, Third Eye. Okay, I looked it up. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it looks so bad. Ian's gonna hate this so much.
Oh,
Get
Christ.
out.
This is in a big budget Marvel movie, and it looks like a 9-year-old put
That
that
is
on an
vile.
MS Paint. And
Oh,
the worst part is when you see a video and it blinks.
Oh no!
It's not even the same skin tone. Look at it. It's not even the same skin
Does it
tone
make
as
a
his
fucking
forehead.
It
It's-
sound effect?
The eyes
no.
are like the part around the eye isn't even the same skin tone as his forehead.
Oh, is that like a reoccurring thing throughout the whole movie?
No, it's toward the end of the movie.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen the movie because I don't watch any Marvel movies. I haven't since Endgame.
Looks like somebody
Not
just
even the
shittily
Spider-Man movies that
edited it
everyone
in there
says
and
are
said,
good.
well, this is good enough.
Yeah, they slapped that thing on. I thought it was funny.
It- Probably
But yeah,
so.
even the Spider-Man movies that everyone says are good and I should see them, I actually haven't seen anything since Endgame. And I'll be honest, I didn't see many things before Endgame either. I just saw
Yeah.
Infinity War and Endgame because I was told to, and I saw one of them while I was
I-
in Nepal.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Looks like it was made in
Yeah.
Adobe After Effects.
yeah, exactly. someone just downloaded that from the App Store.
Look,
and
guys,
just slapped
I'm
it
new
on.
to editing. Stop.
Then why
Yeah,
why do you
right.
work at for Marvel.
They couldn't
Is that
find
a
it.
Snapchat filter?
Is that it looks like a Snapchat filter. He's so right.
No.
Some Snapchat filters are good.
Right.
That looks like a good Snapchat filter.
Oh man.
Okay, enough
Kind of
about
a-
that. Let's
kind
talk
of a
about
bad
Godzilla.
Snapchat filter,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, again, to wrap up this point, is like I said before, the second like you really put some time and effort, there's a YouTube channel I watch called Corridor Digital, and they make like they make their own like special effects. And they did a challenge like that specifically, where they're like they do the same, they try and CGI the same scene, but do it like in increments of like you got 5 minutes. You got 5 hours, 5 days, and like 5 weeks or whatever, something like that. Where it's like, and then as you can tell, like the person who's making it is like having such a short time pressure. He's like, it's so hard to get anything done. And of course, anyway, so like it just makes sense. A lot of it's time, which is so I'm not shitting on the
Corridor Digital.
I mean, it's great. They're great
Yeah.
people. I think
Chase?
any of us probably would.
Oh yeah.
Are they the same ones
Seen
that
more than
like
a few.
did Home Alone, but they made it way more brutal?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case,
100%.
we've all watched Corridor Digital. Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
who doesn't watch that? They're a big channel.
That. Oh yeah.
And the
100%.
Corridor Crew, they're like a big channel. I've definitely.
I would
I
definitely
don't watch
recommend
them often at all.
I don't know what
but
the name of that video is, but I would definitely look it up and go watch it because it's very interesting. That the guy, he like, there's a couple of times where he's like, I tried my best, and sometimes like it's actually kind of impressive, like what he can do in such little time. So
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, like, could I do any better? No. When you look at it, it's like it's not great. But then when you see like the long end of the project, what he can
Yeah.
like really do in that time frame, it's like, oh, I see like the potential and like what you were like restricted to do. And then we see him back to back, where it's like a little JPEG running into a wall, and it's like, damn, like it's
Yeah.
such a big. Anyways, so it's funny, but
Crazy.
this movie winning
Big Lizard.
winning awards for its special effects
Oh, yeah.
is totally warranted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from that opening scene where like this like old like this at the first, and they're on Odo Island, and this like prehistoric dinosaur looking thing comes out of the ocean, and there's just like smoke and this like fire that's like
That first
underlighting
scene is
him.
built like a fucking horror movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so good.
It's pretty good because he just wrecks things for no reasons.
And like I said, just this,
awesome.
like at a certain point in time, it's nighttime, and there's all this like fire underneath him. So he just has like this underlight of like orange, like glow underneath him. He looks like a dinosaur
Yeah.
more than anything else.
That's because he was a
terrifying.
baby Zilla.
I know.
He was
and
in
it
his
was,
dinosaur phase.
Yeah. we have bomber jacket phase, leather jacket phase, and dinosaur phase.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think you could have killed him before he turned into the bigger monster.
I mean, maybe.
maybe, and that's kind of the whole speculation of the movie, and I think that's what's great because that's what triggers us. By the way, if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, everyone who's watched this show knows that we go into detail about talking about it. But for anybody who's new to this show, I know we've got a lot of new subscribers.
Go back
new
and
people.
watch all 200 plus other episodes first, then come back.
Yes.
Oh, you could do that too. That would be awesome.
Must.
But we're going to be talking about Godzilla -1 in pretty graphic detail about the whole film. So if you haven't watched it, I would 100%
This shit's
recommend.
R-rated.
I would recommend watching it. It's going to be it's a great film if you like. If you even sort of kind of like Godzilla films, so you think they're fun or cool, this is
Even
definitely.
if you don't, it's just a neat,
It's
neat drama.
and it's a great story.
Yeah.
Anyways, just wanted to say that for any of the new people that are here tagging along with us. This opening sequence and our main character, Shikishima. Man, you want to talk about a great foundation for a character.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Right. This is at the very end of World War II.
Yeah.
Our boy Shikishima is a kamikaze pilot. Only thing is, he's not dead.
He's a kamikaze pussy.
I would have just said, "Hey guys, I didn't find the ship out there. Sorry."
Right. I didn't see anything.
Guys, I decided
It's too cloudy.
I don't want to kill myself. I'll just be honest
Can I
with you.
resign?
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed my mind. Also, my plane was broken.
Mm-hmm.
He says his plane was broken, but
I ran out of
Everything
fuel,
was
so I
fine.
decided to land back at the base.
that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Right.
He ends up taking a detour to this island, Odo Island, which like is apparently a
Just a refuel and repair base.
right. And he's like, "Hey, this thing's acting up," and of course, the mechanics around are
It wasn't.
exactly. They're like everything
They give
seems
it
to
the
be
one
fine.
side. It's like, hey, we didn't see anything wrong with the plane. You know anything about that?
yeah,
No, do you? Check it again.
Right. Keep looking.
right.
Something was fucking up.
And then
It was me.
it was me. I am the faulty element here.
Oh, is that why the plane was shaking so much? Because I was having the shakes while
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
the joystick.
I was having a panic attack at 10,000 feet.
No boats in sight. I start getting the shivers, bro.
So night falls on this whole crew of people. And then, or I think, yeah. Did it become night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know he sees like the fish.
Right. He sees the fish.
Yeah.
Like as it gets later.
Yeah.
And then we skip to night. And that's when they hear it.
Yeah. They hear
The
this
beast.
dude. And again, talk about like the good old like classic Godzilla roar. As with like we see this like I said, it's more hunched over. It looks very much like a first iteration of what this thing could be.
A T-Rex.
Yeah,
Of the
sorts.
mutant variety.
Was it the size of like what, a 2-story building at that point?
Yeah, pretty much.
something like that. And of course all the mechanics are obviously mechanics and have these rifles with them, but they're like, hey, like go inside your plane and
have better luck with a wrench.
Right. They're like, go inside your plane and shoot that 20 millimeter gun you got there. It can kill anything.
Like, what if it just
kills
makes it
anything.
angry?
Yeah, right. But also, I mean, this is the hypothesis of the film. It's like, again, or the potential that like is the burden that our main character carries, which I think is great because again, it adds stakes.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I feel like if he would have gotten the plane and shot it, it'd just been like, looked at him, smashed the plane, dead.
Probably.
It definitely would have, but the point is they don't know that.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
They're thinking this thing's killable, and he's
Yeah.
like 20 millimeter kills everything.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Could you imagine if it actually worked the other way? It did actually just kill him.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, movie
that's
over.
that's the Schrodinger's cat of this entire movie. Is like, is it dead or could it have died or could it not have died?
Yeah.
So like
Schrodinger's Godzilla.
Schrodinger's Godzilla. So he gets inside his plane, and of course, like he starts to realize the shaking in his hands that happened at the top of the movie. Whenever he's flying back into the island, noticing it didn't, with his payload still attached. So he's like, so again, we're getting this like, okay, this little like subtext of like he's getting the shakes, he's nervous, he's having another like kind of panic attack in this moment.
Right.
Doesn't end up shooting Godzilla, and of course,
He just moseys on over.
right, and of course, all the mechanics, or at least one of them, panics and starts to fire at the thing.
Starts freaking out.
Yeah, and then they all start firing, and then
The massacre ensues.
subsequently, all the mechanics but one dies, and he gets kind of mortally wounded and sees that,
Shikishima.
still lives, and of course, morning comes and Shikishima's on the,
Right,
basically-
passed out.
right, basically dead, and then there's this altercation between what was the
Tachibana.
Tachibana.
Mhm.
Tachibana and Shikishima are both like they meet up, and he's like, "You son of
What
a
the fuck
bitch!"
happened, bro?
Yeah. Not only did you not fulfill your duty as a kamikaze, but you also missed the opportunity to like shoot this thing, and now all these men are dead because of you. And that's the burden that he bears throughout the entire film of this. I could have potentially stopped this,
Right.
even whenever it becomes this larger than life creature.
Yeah.
The weight still is kind of implicitly there of like there was a potential for you to stop this before it ever even started, and now it's caused so much destruction,
Oh yeah.
so much chaos, and like you really could have been the one to stop that
Yeah,
potentially.
Yeah.
Again,
Like the linchpin of it all.
yeah. In the Ape Atoll,
Bikini Atoll.
Bikini Atoll.
What is this,
What?
RuneScape?
Hey, don't start with me.
It should be.
Is that wasn't that America testing
Yeah.
Yeah.
nuclear bombs?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway.
So we
That's-
caused it.
right. Indirectly. we didn't
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
We do like to cause terrible things. Rah, rah, America. Oh, man.
I love giant monsters.
I'll be honest. If America was responsible for waking up Godzilla, we'd probably put that shit on a flag.
Right.
Yeah.
We'd probably be like,
I'd
yeah,
be
we
like,
did that.
That's fucking cool.
Godzilla destroyed your nation. Whoop, sucks to suck.
Yeah,
Maybe
sorry
you guys
about
should
it,
have been
but
cooler.
look at that
We'd-
big ass fucking lizard. Ain't he awesome?
Yeah, we'd probably drink beer, like Godzilla brand beer would be out in like a week.
You're gonna thank us whenever he starts fighting aliens in the future.
Right? Yeah, you're going to thank us whenever we kill him and stop the problem that we started.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. Yeah, I liked his story of like not being sure if he wanted to kill himself or not because he should have been dead and he lived, and then he goes through the whole thing of like, well, I guess I should just die, but now he has a kid that's his responsibility.
Yeah.
But then he's like, well, it's not my kid. But then he's getting attached, and he's like, I
Right.
can't just die.
No.
And then they did a lot of drama. They did a lot of heart pulling there. And, him at the end. It's I'll be honest, I'm not a sucker for happy endings. So the happy ending at the end was a bit iffy for me. But also I think it's cool, and I think we talked about
No, we'll get there.
I know we
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
we talked about something that makes it even cooler to Dylan. I had to get I was like, Dylan, I'm
Yeah,
not a
hold
Godzilla
on.
nerd.
Cannot
I don't
fucking
know what this
wait.
means. So I had to get Dylan to explain it to me.
So,
But yeah.
as we were saying before, this he gets back to his hometown, and if, it's I think it's already been part of an air raid. So like there's
Everything's in ruins.
everything's in ruins. I think it's his neighbor, as I'm assuming that the lady was, finds out that he's there and knows that he went off to go be a kamikaze pilot. So she's like, "Why are you here?
Right.
Like that's
What the fuck happened?
yeah."
What the fuck didn't happen?
Why are you disgracing us with your presence here?
Right.
My kids are dead because you didn't do your job.
Exactly.
It would have been dead anyway, Garen.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
just the
God.
dead kids talking. She shapes up towards like the middle of the film.
Yeah. But like
that was fucking awful.
I will say, I do like how everybody's like, wait, you're a kamikaze pilot? And you lived?
Right.
And they all just stare at him like, what does this mean? You know what this means.
I like how everyone's initial reaction is just, what?
It's like, maybe he just never found the boat.
Yeah.
right.
Like, I missed the mark. I just almost drowned, and that was it. Sorry.
Turns out, don't know how to fly.
Yeah.
I'm a kamikaze pilot. They never taught me how to fly because they didn't think it was that
They
important
didn't
to
let
put
me
time
bring
into
my
me.
glasses on the plane.
That's actually good too.
I thought would have been he just went on a scouting mission, just, nope, haven't found anything.
Right.
No.
I think that there's certain rules and certain things. I don't
Right.
know
You
all of
only
it.
send out kamikaze pilots if you know there's going to be a target.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it's like if they were sent out, then there's no.
the whole point of being a kamikaze pilot is to not come back. I think is what they're trying to say.
Well, yeah.
So I think you can be trained for that program, but it's like, well, I think whenever he was saying like I was enlisted, like, and I was in service as a kamikaze pilot, they're like, oh, so like you had a mission to go fulfill, and the fact that you're standing here proves that you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And that was very disgraceful back then for them and their society. So anyway, so he's like obviously like reeling with this whole situation. This young girl like runs up and has this baby, and she's also apparently stealing things or whatever. And so she just goes like, she just throws this baby onto Shikishima, and he's like, I don't
Free baby.
yeah.
I thought
And
you
then-
just stole the baby.
I mean, maybe. I don't think so because the
No.
baby's orphaned. So what ends up
I
happening
thought
is
she stole the baby.
No, I want to be the orphaned girl's father.
Shikishima ends up like setting the baby down, but like realizing like, I can't just leave this child here. He's not a bad person. He's not a bad guy. He's just a bad guy. No, no, is it like he has a heart and he's still like, I don't think this child should just suffer for no reason. And then ends up kind of like walking down this alleyway and then ends up reuniting with this girl,
Nautico.
Mm-hmm. That of course.
Oh, thank God you're here. Take your baby back.
Yeah, right. He's like,
Here you
"Please."
go.
He was like, "Why didn't you
Fuck
like?
are you thinking?
Why didn't you just abandon the child?" And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I didn't want to do that." And there's kind of like budding friendship that kind of spurs out of it. You know, out of what is it called? Friends out of association kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like she didn't have a place to stay, and he was like, "Just come here for a second and just kind of like chill out." And then
Let's be on your way.
and they'll be on your way.
Hey, you're not
Before
going to fall asleep in my house. Looks over,
Yeah.
falling asleep in
Right.
his
Out
house.
Exactly.
cold
Right.
with the baby.
So that was a interesting kind of moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then as the show progresses, you can see that the child has kind of grown up now and that she's kind of stuck around.
Right. Things are looking
Stuck
up.
around as opposed to running away.
He
was
stuck
able
around
to-
instead of,
He was able to land a job
Yep.
doing mine clearing.
Yeah,
on
he
a
was
boat.
prepared to die, so he was like, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The kid
Yeah,
calls
he's
him
a
dad,
Kid calls him dad, and he has an existential crisis.
which his response is, "I'm not your dad."
Mhm.
God.
And
damn,
everyone
that
looks
shit
at him and
hurt.
calls him an asshole, which is so
We're just
funny.
like, what the fuck?
Which is so true.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
well,
I mean,
that's
yes.
why I think it's funny because everyone.
Yeah.
There's a movie of everyone calling him an asshole.
Yep. He's got 3 coworkers. Like one's like kind of a science kind of guy. There's like the captain of the boat, and then there's the young blood.
The kid.
Yeah, the kid is what they call him. And
I may not be your father, but I sure as hell am your daddy.
Yeah.
Or whatever, something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Something father, something daddy,
Yeah, it's from that movie. You
Yeah.
guys know it, right?
something Guardians of the Galaxy
There you
Volume
go.
2.
The blue guy says it before he dies. Oh, spoilers. Damn it.
I remember that one we actually saw in theaters.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, he might have been your father, but he sure as hell wasn't your daddy. And then he dies. It goes hard. It's a good scene.
Yeah, and then he goes, "I'm Mary Poppins."
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
And then dies.
Yeah.
I love how I could also in this very moment ask, are you guys talking about a real movie or just you guys just joking around?
No,
that's a real
I know.
Oh,
I've seen that
The
scene
problem
as well.
is half of our times we're just making shit up. So
there's
there's
a blue,
like a real
there's a
joke.
blue man that says some father, some
just-
daddy, and
he
he
talks
goes,
about
"I'm
the-
Mary Poppins."
Yeah, it's like
Like,
something
bro,
about
what?
a group that he was in as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
And then there's this man with a space mask and a 8-track tape player. I bet. Yeah.
And he's got a laser pistol.
Yeah.
There's also a talking rat.
He also, hey, it's a raccoon, and he marries a green woman. Please, come on.
Yeah, it's funny
man.
because he's
Yeah.
white and the woman's green.
Yeah.
but his dad is blue. So I feel like if his dad got with a yellow crayon,
Yeah.
you know,
There you
there's
go.
the color. He might be dating his sister. I don't know. It's
Jesus
tough to say.
But if there's one thing that's always true is father issues, even in space.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
space.
Even the girl, even the green girl has.
Have I mentioned on
issues.
the podcast because we finished Space Dandy that I would call myself Space Ethan if space travel becomes a thing?
I'm
If I
pretty
haven't
sure we
mentioned it
have.
yet, I'm mentioning that now. Whenever
yeah.
space travel becomes a bigger thing,
Yeah.
I'm no longer Ethan. I'm Space Ethan. That's now
Right.
like trademarked. That's taken.
Has to be.
Okay. There can only be one Space Ethan. I'll kill you if I find out someone took it.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Just let you guys
There
know.
can be only one.
Threats
Yeah.
have been made. Promises will be delivered.
Yeah.
Blades will
Would all our
bleed.
names just have space in front of it then?
Shields will shatter.
I can't stop you from being Space Chase.
There
It's
you
a
go.
good one. I can't
That's
stop
a good
Eh,
one.
Yeah, that is.
You
pretty
can
good.
have that.
Yeah.
That's a
I can't
freebie.
stop you. But I can
Yeah.
stop other people from being Space Ethan
I'd
because
be
there's
willing
only
to change my middle name to Space.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's pretty good.
It's still in
Not
space.
bad.
Or you could always be Dylan. Wait for it.
Oh,
Dylan Wayford Space, no last name.
man.
Oh, man.
So, as we continue in this film, obviously, like again, he's got his crew and they're doing a great job clearing up these mines, doing a
Right.
good thing. Everything's
It
kind
goes
of
through like this whole happy montage
of
things starting to go better.
a little bit. He's still having these like wicked dreams of like his past life, and he's not
The big
able
cool
to
dinosaur dream.
right. He's not able to fully live it down, which is understandable.
Oh yeah.
The guilt,
Mm-hmm.
immeasurable. Oh, and the one thing I didn't mention was that on the boat ride back, Tachibana hands him like this like wad of papers, and at first I thought it was just money, but no,
Oh.
it's all the photos of all the men that died that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
Right.
I was like, what?
Like here's a bit of salt
yeah. Go
for
ahead
that
and just.
fucking knife
ahead.
wound.
I'm not gonna kill you myself, but I'll definitely make you feel depression for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
Guilt for what you did.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay with that.
There you go.
Oh,
Well, there you go. Now you know about Chase's feelings.
right.
Um,
In between these scenes of merriment and happy goings, we get a radio report about several ship sinkings that have just been going on
Yes.
in the ocean.
Yeah, that was his guilt.
The guilt sank the ships.
Yes,
Believe it or not, totally possible.
the guilt actually created Godzilla. It made Godzilla stronger.
Right. So we see footage of the Bikini Atoll tests, and subsequently Godzilla's face getting like burnt to shit
yeah, and then like
by the
then-
radiation.
and then healed and grown.
Mm-hmm. And he's a good bit larger than we last see
he
him.
feeds off of nukes.
Right.
Nukes.
So, as those reports come in, they commission these two mine clearing boats to stall for time.
Which character was Godzilla?
Godzilla.
He was the guy that fucking looked like a burn victim
Yeah.
most of the movie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they're gathered around this previous wreck with like a bunch of claw marks and like chunks bitten out of it.
It was an American ship raw.
Right. So, of course, they're trying to figure out why the fuck they're here and what the hell they can do against something that is able to take down a destroyer with little effort.
Because they're in a dinghy.
Right. Just a simple wooden boat. But then their partnership gets swallowed whole and taken down under the waves.
That's because they didn't have plot armor.
No, they didn't. So Godzilla was able to grab a little snack, and now he's looking for seconds. And this entire scene was a masterclass in tension.
So good.
Mm-hmm. The
You know-
music especially.
I thought it was funny in the beginning. He didn't eat any of the people. He just picked them up and threw them.
Oh, right.
I was like,
Yeah.
you can at least eat them or something.
Nah. He doesn't see him as food. He just sees him as pests beneath him. Yeah, he's a good bit more malicious than in other films.
I just looked up the Bikini Atoll, and I did not realize that they have on like Google Maps, they have like the Castle Bravo crater like labeled, and it's actually like it's a big old circle right here. That's crazy, dude.
Yep, a bomb did indeed go off.
Wasn't that the biggest one, Castle Bravo, next to like SARS Bomba? But I don't think they detonated SARS Bomba, did they?
I'm not sure.
I know the Russians detonated one that was so explosive. They said, let's tone that down.
Right, it's a bit too much.
Yeah, because
I think I know what you're talking about too. Yeah,
I don't remember the name or anything about it. I just remember hearing about it at one point.
crazy.
Yeah. So, the boat chase,
Dude.
one of my favorite scenes.
Was that a pun?
No chase.
Okay.
That was not a pun.
That was a pun.
So they're in this little minesweeper, and
Side note: look at my friend who drew Godzilla.
oh shit,
It's a pretty good drawing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Sorry to all the people listening, you can't see it, but
is your friend a girl?
It was straight forward.
Can you introduce me?
It was straight forward.
Actually, can you introduce him?
Get back to your story.
Anyway, yeah. So they're trying to stave
Can't
off
thirst
Godzilla.
that hard on the
Shut the fuck up.
I can thirst however I want to thirst.
So they're trying to do as much damage to him as they can with these little mines that they were given. Just two big ass circular mines. My bowels. And
My bowels.
they throw one out
Full of
and-
explosives.
Right.
It appears as if my absence has made Dylan adapt to just be me.
Are you kidding me?
He's like, I have to make do.
If nobody's gonna make your brand of jokes,
Yeah, somebody
Right.
I
has
have
to.
to take up the torch
I'm carrying your fucking weight over
We
here.
have fans of this podcast that have been begging.
for
Here
more
for
Bowles
you.
jokes.
Yeah.
Where's Ethan's dick jokes in the comments? Continue. Sorry.
Yeah.
Something about a wiener.
So
Right,
what
so
you're
they-
saying is Godzilla wanted those bowels.
Yeah.
Dude, he got him.
No, he didn't
He
want
got
them. He got them, though.
Yeah, he
Right.
did.
Whether or not he wanted them, that's just not the point.
Right. They threw one out, hit him in the spines, detonated it, didn't do shit. So, of course, he comes up a little bit, shows his face like, ow, what the fuck? so now
All it
he's,
did was piss him off.
right. So now he's fucking angry as shit and just slowly, like, chasing the boat. Like,
Not that quick. We've
No.
seen how quick he is. He's
no,
kind of
no,
just
no.
teasing.
Like,
him.
he's just fucking playing with it. But they throw out the other one.
Yeah.
The detonator line breaks, so they can't detonate it as soon as it's within range.
It's just him
Yeah.
Godzilla playing with his bowels.
So it gets stuck in his mouth, and Shikishima just gets on the gun and starts unloading.
Into his mouth.
Yes,
I don't have to say anything.
you don't. You really don't. And as soon as he hits his mark, it fucking explodes like half of his face off. And he's like still for a second. He's just like waiting in the water.
high-powered,
Yeah. But as we get a closer look, he just immediately regenerates. Like nothing fucking happened.
Yeah.
He's ready for round 2.
Yeah. So then he sits up in the water. It's like a fucking it's like a boss progression.
He's like, I'm not
Yeah.
playing
right.
anymore.
At first,
This
all he
is round
sees is
two.
spines. Then he gets his head up out of the water, and then after he gets half his face blown off, he's like, "Okay,
You start hearing
boss music." Yeah. Now you start hearing boss music.
That may as well be what they said.
Boss
Like
music
the,
in a health
the,
bar.
the young guy may as well have been like, wait, why am I hearing boss music?
Yeah.
Just
I
like
made the
Dark
joke.
Souls.
I made the joke whenever we were watching it. The second like his face blows off, you think that you defeat the boss.
Yeah.
And then the boss's health regenerates, stands
Right.
up, and then the
Second
music kicks back
phase.
in. I was like, shit, second
It
phase.
goes from Godzilla to Godzilla the Unbroken.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The
You're like,
name
oh,
changes, and
shit.
you're like, oh shit, here we go again.
Country Annihilator.
Right.
Godzilla the Terrible.
Right. So,
Yeah, no, it would just change. I would go from Godzilla, and then whenever his health bar regenerates, it would reappear with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Oh
yeah,
man,
that's fucking radical.
oh man,
Oh.
I gotta change my pants.
That's okay. We can wait right here.
We're not gonna pause for this. Keep going.
Right. So as he rears up and is like about to go ballistic, the battleship Takao that they've been waiting on shows up and starts unloading on him.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Right, of course.
Nobody.
They unload all over him.
Shut the fuck up. They throw out like a full volley at his ass, and he's like taking the hits like it looks like it hurts. But I swear to God, Ethan.
I didn't say anything.
You don't have to.
I didn't say anything. I was nodding. It's called active listening. I was just keep going.
Anyway, so Godzilla just shakes it right off, goes under the water, and then just shows up right next to the boat and starts tearing into it. He takes out the fucking command center.
Oh,
but
no,
not,
but high fives to the guy who, while the boat's being
Right,
tipped
right,
at 90
yeah, yeah.
degrees,
Whoever's
and while it's
working the
being full
cannons.
of water, the guy's like, nah, if I'm dying, I'm giving it one last pot
Right.
shot. So
Fuck
the boat's
you.
90 degrees, and he turns the cannon and just shoots him in the head.
Uh-huh.
It's badass. He
Oh,
still
yeah.
blows the ship up. It's still they're all
Best
dead.
fucking part.
Every single one of them died. But that was pretty
Right.
badass.
As soon as those shots,
That was the first laser scene too, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, because he
That was a
falls
badass
like back into
scene.
the water.
Yeah, he just
and then you
dives
see the
down.
water start to go, and you're like, "Oh fuck!" So of
Everyone's
course you
like-
know what happens next,
Everyone's like, yeah, we got him. Why is the water glowing? Why do I hear more boss
right?
music?
And there was just a quick little like beam,
Yeah.
just a quick little shot,
But the
nothing like
nuke.
what we saw before, like after,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so that was plenty destructive, and of course they're like, there's nothing. But what the fuck are we gonna do against this thing?
Yeah.
If we pump enough rounds into it, it'll die.
Fucking maybe.
They were all looking at each other like, it's so Joe, for the West has fallen. Billions must die.
The East will no longer rise.
Yeah, that there's the defeated of the East.
Right.
So glad I was safe over here in America.
Yeah, dude.
Also,
Chase,
I made the joke.
fucking.
I made the joke that like all like alien sightings and alien movies, it's always America that gets attacked because America's the most important nation ever. But in all like big monster movies, it's always Japan that gets attacked. And I was like, because monsters recognize that Japan's the biggest threat,
Right.
but aliens somehow think that America's the biggest threat, not anybody else.
Chase,
I'm trying to think like what is something that shows up that thinks that someone else is a biggest threat? Because like we've got things that show up and pick different nations here.
Yeah. There aren't many examples I can think of.
Well, I mean, obviously, but that's because I don't know. I guess I don't pay that much attention
Right.
to other nations. Frick 'em.
Ethan's over here like how I sleep, knowing Godzilla is wreaking havoc in Japan.
In Japan, but it's not my hometown. Honkshu, honkshu. Nah, I'm more of a honkshu guy myself.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know you were inferior.
Oh yeah, sorry. Big honk me ears over here. These honk me sympathizers. I sat at a table full of sympathizers.
Right. If you don't apologize in the next like 5 seconds, I'm gonna kill you right where you sit.
You get try. Not in
It's-
a meaningful way.
Okay,
All right, here
back to Godzilla. Hold on. Everyone, let's
Don't
calm
worry,
down.
we're just gonna fight real quick. You just hear,
Yeah.
you hear like punch.
It's actually just cartoon noises.
Yeah.
Bonk, ding,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
dang.
whack, thwack.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And there's like breaking glass cat sound. You know.
I'm gonna find one.
There you go.
Yeah,
So,
no, keep going. Talk
Goofy,
about
goofy eye sounds.
right. So after that whole fiasco, Godzilla takes a little bit of a breather,
Yeah.
and everybody starts getting together. Like, so
Hey. What are we gonna do about this?
yeah, what do we? Shikishima wakes up in the hospital and is like, "What happened? Where's Godzilla? What is the government doing?" And Noda, the scientist, is just like, "Oh, fucking nothing," and
You know, the
we don't know,
usual.
right? So they
What did he say? Like they have specifically said don't talk about it, and they're
right
Yeah.
not.
to prevent mayhem and confusion. Ethan, you're killing me. Stop. Oh my God, where did you get the fucking alien?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I just found it
Oh my
online.
God.
I googled cartoon
Yeah.
fight noises. First one I found. Keep going.
Jesus. Right, so he wakes up in the hospital, and of course they think Godzilla's going to come ashore because that was his like projected trajectory before.
Yeah.
Trajectory.
Shut up. Anyway, so
Yeah.
of course he shows up, just walking through the streets. We see a shot of people running, like the classic shot.
Oh, the classic shot, dude.
Hordes of people running from Godzilla.
Also, the old school Godzilla music is playing at this
Dude,
point.
yes,
The old like
original Akira
Yeah.
Ifukube score.
it's clearly like a remastered
Right.
kind of version of it, but it still sounds like it sounds really old school, and
Oh,
you can
yeah.
like tell.
It's
And
perfect.
so it's interesting to have that old soundtrack I don't know how to explain it. Like the old soundtrack on the old movies sounds kind of goofy. It doesn't sound as like scary and serious anymore. But when you put that old soundtrack remastered on a new movie, it suddenly sounds way more scary. Like this dude's way older than I am, right? Like the stories are so much older than me. You can tell it was badass hearing that while he's just walking through Tokyo. Like,
and we also get we get like the full. Obviously, that score comes in because this is the first time we see like him on land, full stature.
Oh yeah, in all his glory.
Yeah, and it's like this, and of course it's like the classic like Godzilla just pushing buildings over and stepping on people as they're like, running around.
Right. He gets to the train tracks after throwing a bus at it.
For
Dude, that shot of the train conductors freaking their shit whenever they see the train.
There's an uninterrupted sequence of like the front of a train as it's moving, and so like it's the cameras on the outside, so like you're looking at the glass with the conductors on the inside as it's moving. You get it for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then the camera pans over. You see the bus as like
flying
the camera is tracking the bus as it falls onto the train tracks, and then the camera snap cuts over to the conductors again, and one of them just has his mouth full circle going. Right, they're just like, oh shit, and it's like
best.
It's perfect. Love it.
Now the unfortunate thing is Noriko just happens to be on this train, going to her job. And Godzilla says, what a tasty little morsel. I believe I'm going to have a nice little snack.
I'm not even sure he knew she was in there.
Of course he didn't.
Yeah.
But he saw
talking about the train.
He saw the moving object.
Oh, okay.
He didn't see her in there.
No, I thought you were talking about he specifically saw her and said, no, I
You.
mean you. Because I think everybody else was outside the train at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they either fell to their deaths or just...
I think one thing we know from this film is that Godzilla likes moving targets.
Right.
A train moving, I'm going to grab it with my mouth.
Right. I don't know what the hell that thing is.
A little plane flying over my head, I'm going to grab it with my mouth. Little people running around beneath my feet, I'm going to grab them with my mouth.
And not even eat them, just throw them.
Just throw them away. I don't like things moving around me. I only move. You don't move.
Right.
And I'll kill you if you move.
I will say,
ship in the water, get out. This water is my territory.
Godzilla's
You're moving?
only.
Yeah, Godzilla's only.
I was surprised that the random tanks that started shooting at him with the train.
Oh yeah, they were ready.
Yeah.
Just right in front of the Capitol. Just unloading.
I mean, what else are you going to do?
I mean, yeah, that's about the best thing you could do at that opportunity.
Yeah.
And at this moment, Noriko has like gotten out of the water and is now like kind of like just like shuffling through the city as like the crowds are like stampeding around her, and she's just trying to get her bearings as like Godzilla is
right behind her,
fully behind her.
Yeah,
and then our main guy Shikishima like ends up running into her and is like,
hospital.
"Do you want to live? Like run, let's go!" And so they start kind of like hobbling around running. And this is the moment that I think I haven't seen a full trailer, but I saw this little snippet before where like the first spike on his tail like jutes out and like there's like green or like just a blue glow around it.
Oh yeah.
And then as all the spines on his tail all the way up to his back start to like spike out.
The way it works is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
This is
but I would like to say once again, I'm not like you guys, right? I'm ballsy.
You don't like us?
I haven't seen any trailers for any of this yet.
Right.
So I went into this raw like a real man.
Right.
Sorry, keep going. I just wanted to make that joke.
I mean, I
He's
didn't
trying
either,
to be
but-
pompous.
Right. This is
I was trying to be pompous. Good job.
probably second
Thank you.
place for Atomic Breath for me.
Oh yeah.
Because the first will forever remain the way it works in the Godzilla against Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS films, where it's got those just brief, like few flashes with that really deep, like bassy sound to it. It's so fucking good.
Dude,
Jay's staring at the wall until he sneezes.
this brings like the term atomic breath to a whole new level. Because at first I thought he hit something explosive. I thought he hit like a tank. I thought he hit something that was like a nuke that blew up.
After those tanks finished firing at him, he was just like, I'm just going to destroy whatever the fuck is in that
I'm going to kill you.
I was fine. I was fine putting things in my mouth that moved around me, but the second they started shooting me and hurting me, I'm going to obliterate everything in my presence, is what he said. And I could translate that for you. I know I've learned enough about Godzilla at this point.
Yeah.
And so this sequence happens where all his spines kick out and they're all glowing, and then they all like shoot back into him at the same time. And then like as he's like breathing in, and like you see that like there's like this like blue air around his mouth as he's breathing, he's inhaling.
Oh yeah.
And dude,
it's so good.
This like one concentrated laser beam comes out bright blue and then hits the target before once it hits impact, all sound cuts out, just like the seismic charges from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And then in this nuclear explosion, everything blows up and then like sucks back in as well, like as like the vacuum of like pressure or whatever's happening. So as like that explosion's all happening, main girl Noriko pushes our main man out the side into like this like back alley to be protected between these like two buildings as she just gets like flung back and
she
you're just
flies
like
away.
She flies away. I'm like a bird.
Flies away to never.
Oh, God.
So
Should I just edit that song on there?
no, I don't want to
No,
get copyrighted.
That'd be so
Oh,
funny.
no. I mean, like, take that clip from the movie.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So she just ends up getting like blasted back, and he like is reeling as like I said, the vacuum happens and everything gets like sucked back in, and of course he's like
Oh yeah, he's like in shock.
yeah.
And
as
soon as he turns around and sees Godzilla just standing there, and the fucking like cloud from the explosion.
I mean, the biggest black cloud of just like smoke, just like, and then I'm not sure if it's ash. I'm not sure if it's dirt, cement, whatever. I'm not sure if it's like the power of his breath that caused it, or if it was just the weather. But it seemed like the fact that like
I don't think the weather blows up building.
No, what I'm saying is like his atomic breath like changed the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Or like disrupted the weather in some
Whenever
way.
it started raining.
yeah,
so,
whatever
like-
debris,
Right,
what
right,
have
right.
you from
So-
that plume.
What I'm saying is I'm not sure if it was already planning on raining, and then whatever's being kicked up in the atmosphere was raining down on him, or it was like the atomic breath itself has like somehow messed with the atmosphere
Right.
in that area to regardless make it rain or whatever. But there's also like smoke, soot, debris, and so like there's like this. I mean, this moment where like first of all, the actor, I'm probably gonna butcher his name, Ryunosuke Kamaki, the actual like Shishikima actor, I think did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ethan made
I
a
was
joke
like-
about like I hope he just gets up and starts to fist fight Godzilla.
Yeah, he's like the way he's sitting there and he's not even crying because he doesn't know how to react yet, right? He isn't like
He's
isn't there yet.
looking in the
And
direction of where
turns-
Noriko like flew away at.
He turns around and looks at Godzilla and he's already like he kind of like chickened out of doing his kamikaze mission, which is totally irrelevant to Godzilla, but he still felt like a failure for it.
Right.
And then he chickened out because he froze and couldn't kill Godzilla whenever he was at his most killable. Now he's like 3 times that size, and now someone that he finally like things were looking up. Someone he cares about is dead again, and he's like, "This is all Godzilla's fault." And he keeps saying that the war's over for everyone else, but it's not over for him. It's this big deep scene. So he turns over and looks at it, and the actor does this great job of having this like rage in his eyes, so pissed off. And I was like, he's just gonna go fight Godzilla. He's just gonna start punching at the scales on his legs, you know. And then he does it finally all hits him, and he does his like sad, angry scream for like 4 or 5 seconds straight, which is good. And it again captures a moment, but I was like, he's gonna go fight Godzilla.
But like
And
in
then
that
after
moment,
this, right here, after this scene begins the best part of the movie because he puts a leather jacket on and he turns into a bona fide badass.
jacket arc.
It's leather jacket arc, bro. And all I'm saying is you can't wear a leather jacket like that unless you're gonna go fist fight Godzilla.
He wears an
and he gets
actual-
hard as nails after that.
like it wears like a vintage, like or it's vintage to us, but it's like it's period appropriate of like 1940s, like
I need one.
brown leather bomber jacket with the brown like kind of
fuzzy collar.
Sherpa
Oh, yeah.
collar a little bit. It's so nice.
slaps.
Again, for like a fighter pilot, it's
Honestly,
like
it's
standard fare.
become it's in my like top 3 leather jackets, and it's next to the Drive 2011 leather jacket with a scorpion on it. Legitimately,
go.
to me,
Damn.
now I'll admit the Drive 2011 beats it because not only is it way more unique and cool, and it's like a white leather jacket.
Oh, yeah.
But this one is it's way more like normal and average.
Right.
But it's just
But it's got a
badass.
grudge
It's a
attached
good,
to it.
yeah, it's a good leather
There's
jacket.
Yeah,
something
there's
inside
angst.
you.
You boy,
I still haven't watched Drive. I need to watch that.
it's
Oh, yeah,
to
dude.
understand
it's
that.
whack.
We actually need to watch that for the podcast.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the plan was to watch the podcast, but then I
Okay.
just really wanted to
Yeah.
watch it,
We
and
just
so
watched
I
it
just
on our
watched
own.
it. With,
Yeah, I'm down for watching it again.
Dylan and a few
even,
others.
Even with its wacky scenes.
I mean, it's wacky, but I loved it.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
So
I'm gonna just become Drive guy
Oh,
I was
for a while. You know,
did you ever hear about the story about the
yes,
guy that
that
did
was why I
that?
made that joke.
Yeah.
I was Sorry, I was looking up a leather jacket I want to buy now.
The Drive 2011 jacket.
No, it was actually the company I buy my boots from. They have leather jackets. They have really nice brown leather bomber jackets, and I really want to get one now. Now that we're talking about it, but they're expensive. But I
of course.
One.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with this sequence, like I was saying before, he's on his knees. He is like struggling to comprehend what all has just finally finally there it is.
Every
I told
time
you to sneeze right into the mic,
Yeah.
bro.
Every time it was like it's like that one comic scene from
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
He reaches for his gun.
he
Or
does
like
this.
anytime someone's about to sneeze, and you say "bless you" before they sneeze, and they just don't have to anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I kept calling it out to Chase just to edge his sneeze.
I call that the spite response.
Yeah.
Been edging that since the beginning of the show.
There you go.
Hey,
how
yo.
long are we? How long are we in this? We got almost an hour. We're almost an hour. Get
the
out!
fuck?
Holy
we
shit!
did spend the first like
I know.
15,
All right, I'll
20
tell you
minutes
what.
just roasting
No, wait.
each
Hold,
other.
I want to finish this statement. Let me finish the statement.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's
Everybody
sitting
shut
there.
up.
He's sitting there, baffled, bewildered. He is so
Malding.
right. And then he looks up into the heavens over at Godzilla as like this thunderstorm comes about, and like this black rain starts like falling down around him. And there's like after the chaos and badass scene we just watched, it's now raining black liquid.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he's like, it's all across him, and he's like getting his bandage, and he's like screaming into the heavens. I was like, there's just
that image right there
and
is
I was like,
the closest thing to hell I think I could.
yeah, and it's like it was like so like
Jesus.
scary and cool, and then of course the camera like cuts over at like his perspective, looking up at Godzilla as Godzilla's just standing there looking at the hell he has wrought, and there's just this like plume of smoke into the heavens.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
Godzilla be like, "Hey, do you guys like my explosion?
Yeah.
Look what I made.
Isn't it cool?"
Right.
So to kind of make this kind of a little quicker, we don't have to talk about all this stuff, but like
Yeah.
they're trying to get like Ethan was saying, the leather jacket arc starts, and he gets a little more
The revenge.
a little more serious about taking this about like finishing what he started in a way. They end up, because the government's not getting involved, they have this like special forces of people or whatever that are more ex-military stuff.
Right,
And
the private citizens disaster response.
there are some moments in this. There's like the writing is very good, I think, for the characters and the time and all that stuff. There's a couple of lines in these sequences following that help really cement the world as the time period and as everything. There's this one scene like kind of closer towards the end of the movie where the science, who's the science guy? Noda. He is like he's telling this plan, and he's almost like
We're gonna shake Godzilla like a baby and see if it dies.
He's like he's describing this kind of stuff to like these guys, but like they're like previous. They were all in the context for this is that all these men here like have just gotten out of World War II. Like they've all been in the war,
Right.
so it's like there's a little offhanded comment where like the Noda is trying to like tell them all the stuff and get them on board
Get
with everything that's
everybody
going.
together.
And the guys are like, hey, like we just got out the war too. Like we
Yeah.
know what's going on. Like as far as like the risk and all the things happening. And it's like little lines like that like really help understand like everyone's going through this.
Right.
Together.
One of my favorite bits is where one dude asks, "Does this operation mean certain death?" And Noda's like, "Of course not." And then he's just like, "Well, then it certainly beats wartime. Holy shit!"
Yeah, and it's like it's that
It
kind of
beats
stuff.
being a kamikaze pilot that was supposed to mean certain death. Am I right? Am I right? No, just
All
me.
right, Shikishima?
I will say, oh god,
No, just me to be my dad. Not even my dad. All right, I'll shut up.
I will
I'll shut
say
up.
I really did like the line of he said he was sick of how the country had been treating him, especially with
yeah.
like
I really-
kamikaze pilots and stuff.
Yeah.
I really liked all of the like kind of comically anti-Japanese moments in there where like, a few characters were really displeased with the Japanese government. It
Oh, yeah.
showcases something that's seldom, especially whenever a nation makes a movie about themselves.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of very many American movies where people are super dissatisfied with the American government, even though
Shin
people
Godzilla
are
did
always.
the same thing.
And it's like I like that this is a country making a movie and then have like expressing the fact that there are probably people that even when people are doing their best are displeased with the Japanese government, and that's not a bad thing.
The 2016
people lost their families. That's not a bad thing to be displeased, and I really like that that's done and done well. I really enjoyed those scenes.
There's the 2016 film Shin Godzilla does a very similar thing where they kind of like poke fun at like the bureaucracy of like the government, where they're like, why are we what are the rules and regulations? There's a giant lizard killing us.
Are we going to regulate it to death?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happens.
I like that one scene where someone was like, they're gonna tell us to not tell anyone about this, and the guy's like, oh yeah, Japan's favorite gag orders. Right. And then there was another one too where someone's like, someone mentioned, I think it was during that big meeting with all the military guys, and someone mentioned like, yeah, like this is Japan. It's what we do. Like conceal communications and not tell people the full story. Information control. That was it. And I was like, damn, they're just actually out here just saying it. In this movie, they're just saying it.
I also liked that like they didn't glorify like kamikaze stuff. They did. They gave it for like the real treatment of it all. But like I was like, I knew they probably weren't going to, but it felt like the whole premise of what they were going to do was they were going to try and use these air raiders, I guess, to drop
Freon flotation devices.
Yeah, to like get Godzilla to go all the way down, like deep in the water.
Just dunk him real quick.
Yeah. Just give him a little swirly,
and then have the pressure of the ocean kill him.
Yeah,
because even if he can survive the pressure, if you go that quickly, you probably can't survive that speed, right? So they were going to just sink him fast, though. Sink him fast.
Oh yeah, and so boy does he sink.
He sunk.
He actually took a brief nap too. He turned off like a light switch.
Like it's just fucking.
There's noise and bubbles, and it just does that. That's it. And there's no noise for a second.
Yeah.
But then he starts moving, and their goal was then Plan B was to raise him back up quickly for the same reason, because something about the nitrogen bubbling when you go up too quickly and it boils your blood and cooks you. Their plan was to legitimately decompress and cook Godzilla.
Yeah.
Now if that doesn't go hard as hell, I don't know what does. So they were trying to serve up Godzilla steaks.
I think also, if I'm not mistaken, if there is any oxygen in your body, or in your lungs at all, whenever you are down at that pressure, it expands whenever you get up.
Yeah.
So they're saying whenever you are ascending, you're supposed to exhale when you're ascending, because if you don't, like if you have like your lungs full, like there's potential for it to like explode as well.
Right.
So if there's any
like a balloon.
So they're trying to boil the nitrogen in his body, as well as potentially hoping that if there's any oxygen in him, it'll expand enough where it'll probably kill him in some way.
That's fucking metal. Like Ethan, I feel like this is definitely a good example of like a creative way that I don't think I've
Godzilla's
ever seen tried. Right. But there's also the fucking oxygen destroyer.
Oh yeah.
Which is a device that they create in the first film to kill him.
Ah, nice.
And the way that thing works, along with just the name alone to me is badass.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's crazy. But with this, they end up getting all the boats. Everyone does
boiled Godzilla sounds tasty, and they're ready to do it.
Right.
Yeah. They do all their stuff. They get all the boats in check. Everyone's ready to go, and they do their stuff. They sink them, like he said. Turns off
the
briefly.
Captain says, "Let's catch us a Godzilla."
Yeah.
Heartfelt moment when the kid returns because they have to drag him back up. That's good.
Yeah.
That was also good.
Throw a suspend minnow out there. It'll get him.
Yeah, right. He briefly dies and then survives and is like, I'm going to blow all you guys up.
But it definitely looks like that whatever happened in between them dunking him and bringing him back up with the flotations at a quick speed.
Legitimately.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely hurt.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely cooked. So
there are parts of him that are like burned and like weird. I don't know how to explain it, but there are parts of him that look like they are cooked.
Oh, yeah.
It's really interesting. And there's like pieces of him that are like all messed up. And later on, whenever he finally like dies, I guess, because he doesn't really die, you can see like holes are coming at him. So he did break apart a little bit. So like his like laser breaths like shooting out in different directions.
Yeah.
So like it worked kind of, but he's still alive and is about to blow them all up. So still rough.
One of the things that we don't know about, but like I think we subtly know about for the whole time during what Ethan has coined the leather jacket phase, the brooding of Shikishima has like increased, and he's definitely like he is coming up with his own plan. He's following along with the plan of everybody else, but he's got his own plan.
He made up a plan C.
Yeah. He is like, I am plan C.
Small little agreement with Tachibana.
Yeah. So he ends up instead of I forgot what they replaced it out with, but I think
they got
like
rid of half the fuel tank and 2 of the guns to put a bomb in the nose of the plane and in the fuselage, so that it would basically just blow up. They just gave him big old bombs. And he was basically like, I'm going to do what I couldn't do before and actually kamikaze, but this time I'm going to do it to kill a god.
Yeah.
And so he also got that guy to show up because he basically smeared his name because he knew that if it pissed him off, he would show up. So he shows up to kick his ass. And he's like, I knew that would work. It was just a prank, bro.
It was a prank.
It was just a joke. I'm joking. So then they're like, they're going to make good about it. And he's like, fine, I'll do it. Because, he promised to make good on it. He's like, this is the only way to save the nation or whatever. Leather jacket face goes hard. Right. And then, so he's ready. He has his bomb thing. But what we don't know until the very end is that even though it's funny, like his friend was like trying to egg him on, like, you need to do this because you decide yourself, like, you have to do this kamikaze thing. And whenever he finally is like, yeah, I do. Someone's got to do it. And I don't. You know what? I don't even care. I want to give this girl a better future, and if that means I have to die, then so be it. And his friend's like, good job. And then it cuts away. Ready. But it cuts back later, and he's like, that means that you're ready to do it. Pull this to activate the bombs, and I put an ejection seat in just for you because you need to live. You finally learned to live with it, and it was such a wholesome moment.
Oh, it was such a great moment.
Yeah, it was like, exactly. So he's floating down like, I'm the baddest bitch ever.
Right. Watching Godzilla die.
Yeah, right. So,
after blowing Godzilla's fast part,
the thing is, like, again, none of us know that leading up into that moment.
Yeah.
I think we all have maybe suspicions. I was unaware if it was going to happen or not.
Right.
But he ends up. I mean, dude, and you want to talk about
straight up piss missile, bro.
Bro, you want to talk about the most aggressive crash? Like, it's funny because Ethan said, like, I thought he'd get a little deeper than that.
I thought he was going to really throat the plane, and the wingspan's too big for the mouth. Right. So instead of, like, going down Godzilla's throat, which I expected, he doesn't make it past the teeth. He just wrecks into it, and the wings keep going and fly past Godzilla's head and rip off the plane, just horrifically.
Yeah.
And I was like,
just sitting there for a second, like, is that it?
And the bombs didn't blow up, which I expected as well. I expected it to just either him hit the face and explode or go down the throat and explode his mouth. But no, he just hits it. The wings fly off of it, and it sits there, and Godzilla's like,
it
damn,
sits there
bro.
it sits there for like 2 seconds of like, and again, everything cuts out. So there's like this, like the tension. You hear the sound effects, all this stuff. Then you hear, and it stops. And everything's like,
It's silence while he gags Godzilla.
and then the explosion happens.
Oh yeah,
and boy, is it beautiful.
The entire top of his head is just gone.
All you see is Godzilla bottom jaw, and he's like, what the hell?
Yeah. Before all that interaction happens, we have one more moment with the atomic breath hitting like a decoy boat. This is where it solidified for me, like, his breath is what's causing the atomic bomb that's happening, because they just like shoot the ship and it just like explodes. We're like, oh my god,
absolutely ridiculous,
crazy, and I love it.
Okay,
so
here's the fucking weird part.
Yeah,
and the part that I'm most excited about.
Okay,
yeah.
After we see Godzilla fall to pieces, like Lego death noise. Like it just falls apart into the ocean. We see everybody get off the boat. Got the hero's welcome at the ready. Tamiko comes out with Akiko, and she's like, she just starts fucking wailing on him.
It's just punching him. It's so idiot. Funny.
And she hands him a letter.
How dare you try to kill yourself
from the hospital? And he like books it.
Those are homegirls alive is what the letter says.
Yeah. He makes it to the room, and she's just in the bed, like with a few bandages here and there. I'm
vibing.
Like, what the fuck?
And she asks the beautiful line, is your war over? Because he said that the war's over for everyone else, but the war's not over for me because all my friends died. Basically, that's Cliff Notes. He said that early in the movie, and she's
during,
like,
during a very like seminal moment where she's like trying to like say like, I'm here for you, and he's like, I feel like,
I'm still literally at war in a weird way, and she's trying. So she's like, is your war over now? Can you finally like help me raise this kid and be here? Because like we've been living together and all that, and you just haven't.
I've been shacking up with you, dude. But
you haven't even touched me. How? I've been living with you for months. You haven't even touched me. That's weird. That's
You've
not
made Akiko a pseudo bastard.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's so weird. And I calls you dad, and you're like, I'm not your dad. You drink more. Stop that.
Bad look, bro.
Now back
I shall drink
to
more.
Dylan, because he understands the scene. I had to ask him, hey, what's that mean?
So, Shikishima collapses into
and it's like,
Noriko's lap.
Girl, hi.
Yeah, absolutely beside himself at how relieved he is that she's still alive. But as it zooms in,
you see a tattoo on her neck.
She like leans over him. You see a mark appear on her neck,
It's kind of in the
like a
shape of
fucking
that G.
Godzilla spine.
It looks like the shape of that G at the end of the credits. You know, it looks kind of like that, like,
Right.
like a weird circle
Like a
thing.
little smudge, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the ocean where a piece of Godzilla starts to regenerate
It
with the
pulsates.
music kicking in. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Because
See, I think
Godzilla's alive, and apparently,
Ethan brings up a synopsis for what a possible explanation could be.
because I was like, I don't know what that means, and Dylan's like, I don't know. So I was like,
And as
So
soon
I,
as
I
he
literally,
says-
here's what I said. I looked at it and I was like, it says in some like Godzilla Con or something, that the guy who made this thing said that those were Godzilla cells, whatever the heck that means.
Yeah.
And Dylan comes,
I
and I was
lost
like, I don't
my
even know what that
fucking
means,
mind.
but yeah, that's cool.
because it's so fucking out of left field. You initially think this is just going to be like a standard retelling of the
Right.
Godzilla formula. A big monster shows up, they got to figure out what to kill
But now
him,
there's
they
going to be
kill
a
him.
part 2, and she has G cells, which apparently
Fucking
is
maybe. And
crazy.
dude,
Sequel setups are always fun, even if they don't happen.
insane.
You know,
It's
even
the
if they don't happen, the
craziest
fact that you
shit.
can fan theory of Godzilla coming back is sick.
Yeah. Because
So.
I mean, look,
Which
I
also, I guess there's never going to be an end to Godzilla movies. He's
Oh,
kind
no,
of
no,
badass.
I
definitely
hope
not.
You
not.
can't.
He's intrinsic to the human
They're
race.
going to do like Evangelion, where there's like 3 different end of Evangelions.
Right.
The end of Godzilla. The
Right.
end of the end of Godzilla.
But
like,
for real
Yeah,
this time.
exactly. They're going to do that.
Godzilla is not alone.
the final
Right.
god.
Right.
So I explained to him, like, in the old Heisei films, everybody was like shitting out their ass about G cells and how like,
Luckily out
crazy,
their ass and not shit
Right.
out of something else.
and how crazy a commodity
out their
they
mouth.
become because they're using it for fucking bioweapons. Just different companies all around the fucking world want to get their hands on that G goop.
That's right, guys. You heard it. Godzilla bombs.
Yes.
See,
No, I
think,
will not elaborate.
I think to help the population after they killed Godzilla, they should have just made like what you said was Godzilla steak. Then he definitely can't come back.
I'm just saying they tried to cook him. You know,
Right, yeah.
Godzilla steak would work.
Should've brought
but
him
then he
back to
sank,
land,
and now
and
he's
then-
pulsating at the bottom of the sea,
Right.
so he'll be back.
I can only
Yeah.
assume it's just a slow
Now here's the
regeneration.
question: it's like was it the ship of Theseus? You know,
Yeah,
if
ship of
one
Theseus.
if one piece of Godzilla regenerates all of Godzilla, is that the same Godzilla or is it a new one now?
If it is the same Godzilla, that's fucking
But I mean, even
like,
even if it's a new Godzilla, it's still
dastardly.
Godzilla if it's a new Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, at the same time, it's like is it the same one or is it a new
Does
one?
it remember?
I guess we'll never know.
That
if
Godzilla
only
went to
his
heaven.
like left thigh quadrant is from the original, then I guess he's just a new
see a
Godzilla.
leg walking across the seafloor.
Well, no, it would be a fully new Godzilla, but the only piece of the old one would be his left thigh. So it's like
Oh, I
I'm guessing
see.
he's just a new Godzilla at this point.
Could you imagine?
Philosophy.
Like,
Sorry.
Godzilla, the
Wait,
half a
Theseus paradox
Godzilla.
aside, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, could you imagine half a Godzilla walking across the
Honestly,
Tokyo?
just
That'd be
one-
terrifying.
The top part's not there.
Oh, just
It hadn't,
dude,
it hadn't
just
gotten that
meaty
far yet.
Godzilla thighs crushing shit would
Yeah.
still do a lot of damage. I mean, we can't. He doesn't have to be able to breathe fire to be dangerous. Like,
So, Ethan, of the Godzilla films you've seen, where does this one rank for you?
oh man, I don't know. Probably. I mean,
Like, does this top Final Wars for you? You think?
Final Wars was
it's
fun.
Like, it's like 2 different camps. You got the
Right.
goofy camp and the serious
Yeah,
camp.
yeah, yeah.
Of the serious
Ethan
camp,
doesn't have
this-
those. I rank everything in one big old group. I could rank this
Damn.
next to freaking Freerun if you wanted me to.
Oh my god!
But no, I do think this was
Interesting
better
choice.
than Final Wars, even though I really enjoyed it. It was definitely less focus on the cool part of Godzilla and more focus on a bunch of other really ridiculous fun stuff,
Yeah.
which was cool for a different type of movie.
Yeah.
But I think that if I as like a Godzilla movie, I personally enjoyed this one more. It had way more cool Godzilla shit, and the drama
Yeah.
was nice. But does this beat the other one that I watched where he fights like the dragon and shit? I don't really know because there's less like Godzilla fighting things and more just him. He's more of a villain in this one. He's kind of a good guy in that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
So I don't know if this one is my best ever
Yeah.
favorite Godzilla movie or not. But it's definitely, I think it might be one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
In the
I think it's interesting because they found a unique solution to beat him and kind of
Oh, yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Like that kind of adds to it as well, where it makes it less of a Godzilla is just trying to fight other monsters and it's kind of an unkillable thing, and
Right.
more of a in its own standalone way. This giant creature that happens to be Godzilla
Mm-hmm.
is found, and we had to figure out how to get rid of it. More of a random kaiju movie,
Yeah.
less of a Godzilla the unkillable movie, if that makes sense. And I like that we beat him in a way, and we can't kill him in any reasonable way,
In any
Right.
meaningful way.
Right, exactly. But we
Right.
did. We tried.
He will return.
I love
And
that this
I
is
think
like
so. I think
it's
this might be
also
my favorite.
It's like a period piece too. So it's like you look at it from like from like it being
Yeah,
the 40s.
post World War II era.
Right,
Japan.
right.
Yeah.
It's interesting to look at that
Yeah,
kind of
the late
stuff.
40s.
But like the thing is for like the modern, like the American Godzilla films.
Oh yeah, full on camp.
But I like that though. It's like you said,
Oh, yeah.
the 2014 one being more serious, and then like now like the whole MonsterVerse being a
Right.
full movie series of like fun, kind of campy monster films where Godzilla's kind of the good guy in those.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I love all these films, and I'm falling in love with Godzilla.
What about you, Chase?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I really like Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
Shin Godzilla is hard to pass up. That's
Yeah.
you talk about kind of like gruesome, scary,
Oh,
like a little horror-esque for me,
Yeah, I'd
like,
wear
in
this
some way.
jacket.
Wait,
What?
I said, yeah, I'd wear this jacket.
Yeah. I'm gonna probably buy one. This I sent him the link. To
Yeah, it'd
the
be a toss-up
jacket.
between
Anybody
this
want
one
to
and
get me this
Shin
jacket
Godzilla.
for Christmas? It's only like $400.
It's only probably $500 with shipping, so, or with tax. Yeah, I mean it's a real.
It's a nice jacket.
Well, it's a real leather jacket.
Yeah.
It's not no shitty like fake stuff.
Color, black
Right.
coffee, home slice. That shit's.
Well, what about you, Dylan?
They have a couple different colors.
Oh man, it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah, it's probably my
Yeah.
top. It's probably
Right.
my top.
Definitely top. I can't even put a number to it. I mean, it's good.
I think Dylan means
Great
top
Godzilla
3.
movie.
If
Okay, if we're doing top 3, I can pick out 3. I can pick out 3. My third would be Godzilla Final Wars.
Nice.
Second would probably have to be -1.
Nice.
My first is going to be Godzilla versus Destroyer.
Have I not seen that one?
Really?
Home slice? Because I
No,
don't
you
think I've
haven't.
seen that one.
You have not.
To be fair, again, I've only seen, I just said that earlier, I've only seen like one really old one, the 2014 one or whatever, this one, and I think one more.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I mean,
that.
I guess.
I didn't know that Destroy was so
Yeah,
high on your
Final Wars.
list.
It's fucking fantastic. That is peak for me.
Really?
Dude, the intro sequence alone.
Peak
Yeah.
Like you've seen that title screen.
I have, but it's been so long. I feel like I need to rewatch that again.
It's so good. It's because it's the first one where Ethan, do you mind if I talk about it?
I don't. I want him to see it. I don't
Piss.
want
Wait,
to
I forgot. Yeah, we're going to spoil this, and I
Yeah,
have to
okay.
watch it, don't I?
Okay.
Yeah,
In that
yeah.
case, I won't talk about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
Quick,
fucking
Chase,
great.
talk about something else to me. How
Did we
about
watch
how
it for the
about
podcast or
they
no?
really did baseball?
I don't know if we did.
I don't know.
I was
We'll
just
have to
trying
is
check.
to
baseball
look
even
for it
in
again.
season right now?
Yeah, I don't think baseball's ever out of season. Don't they just always play
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
shit? Baseball doesn't go out of season, right?
Right, that's
It's
true.
always a
it
major
is.
league
It
season.
is, but it's like but baseball's like 10 months out of the year.
Oh,
It's, okay, it's out of season
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Are you ready for the new season of baseball? Like,
Yeah.
I don't-
yeah.
all right, we can stop because they're
we,
done.
we definitely do
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah, I'm a big sports guy. Yeah,
I like football.
I once watched
I like foosball.
that guy with baseball. He threw a ball and it exploded a bird.
Hell
Oh yeah.
I told my dad about the sports ball thing, and he said he started using that as a term.
Well, that
We can't
No
share
way.
what it is. We can't share it in the podcast. It's a secret. You
Right,
guys,
right,
sorry
right.
guys. Sports
You'll just
ball
have to
secret
guess.
code word. Only in friend group only. Okay, you have to visit us at the Comic Con that I couldn't make it to because I worked. I thought I didn't. So next con that I go to, the Renaissance Fair, I guess.
I like how Dylan, I think at the time, was telling me I should go. But
Yeah.
what was it? You said I should really
we have not done it.
Okay.
go, but then I think you got there and you're like, it was all right.
Yeah, it was okay. We still had a
well,
good
yeah,
time.
but the point is, I have dozens of adoring fans that need my signature.
right.
This is
People
a
are
joke.
frothing at the
Yeah.
mouth.
Three.
Dude, you want
Not
to
even at the mouth. They were just frothing.
you want to know what made me feel? You want to know what made me feel special today during
it
that
me?
production we're part of? We
Is
have
it me?
posters that are being sold for.
It was
or
you,
they're-
Chase, yes.
That are being
Oh,
like.
thank you.
No, it is not you.
Oh,
You're not making me feel special. At
Damn.
all.
I
Wow,
can.
like-
get fucking roasted.
There's like a bunch of special like posters that we're like signing, and so I had like no less than like 2 tables worth of posters that my cast members and I were all signing that we're gonna be like like all that kind of stuff, whatever, like, giving away, auctioning off, whatever. And it's like it was so cool, like just like be able to do my signature on like 20-something different posters, and I was like,
Hilarious.
damn, I feel like a freaking real actor here. Anyways,
Side note, speaking of something else that happened in the movie, at one point, Ian was like, damn, the news crews are fast because they got to the top of a building
Yeah.
and they're recording Godzilla. He's like, that's dedication to their craft. And I was like, you laugh. But there was one time that I went to a shooting I work as a first responder. And I went to a shooting.
not like camera shooting like
and
I am.
I went to a shooting, and the as a first responder, the news crew beat me there, and we're like, we've got a guy who's been shot, Mort 11, and
Well, I guess that
and
just
I'm like,
makes you a second responder.
exactly, yeah, I'm definitely a second responder in that case. And I was like, you guys just set the camera up. This dude's like, you guys are like, look at him, holy shit, like, that man's dying. I was like, thank you, 9 news at 10.
Oh my god.
So I was like, you think so, but honestly, they're dedicated to their craft. I would not put it past them to be like, Channel 4 News, we're on the top of a building that we got to, and we already found Godzilla. Like, how are you guys actually the first? And they were legitimate. They were like, what were they saying? They were like, this is a very bad situation.
Right.
And I was
I
like,
could see his massive head passing right in front of us.
Oh my God, look at his tail. And then like cuts to blow.
This would really suck if our building collapsed too.
Yeah, like the building collapsed next to us. Ours won't.
We're about to die. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. More to let die. I wouldn't put it past
Somebody's like, thank God that was annoying.
News guys are just built different.
These radio dramas are getting insane.
I don't even watch the news that often, but like they're just built different, man.
Right.
I really enjoyed this film.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was so good.
They just think the news
This is
news
a-
thing's just a radio drama like World of Worlds. They don't pay it any mind.
Right? Yeah, they don't believe that this shit's actually real. They just
The
report
dude
on
just like
They
takes
won't-
the next right turn and sees Godzilla's like, oh fuck.
Oh God, it was real this time.
Let me get the camera.
Let me just put this in reverse.
Right.
Well, we got a couple of different movies we want to watch now. I believe I want to watch. We want to watch. What was it 2011 Drive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Drive.
I want to watch it. Drive. I want to watch Destroy It.
Fistful of dollars.
Fistful of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these we got to get you guys back on here for. I know it's going to be nearly impossible, but I know with Ethan we probably can watch Destroy It. We can probably watch.
We'll figure it out.
But for Drive, we got to get both of you guys back on here.
Chase,
Which that's going to be.
Yeah,
a
Chase has
required
to watch
viewing
Drive
for
with
you.
us because Chase told me to watch. Well, it's one of the many people who told me to watch Drive.
Yeah,
So he has to be on for that one.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
I want to watch the Tremors movies.
Oh, God.
Or actually, no, I have to watch Rubber, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
We gotta watch Rubber.
should
There was a
watch-
different. Parasite. I need to watch Parasite.
Parasite's
that was a
very
good one. I watched that with them.
Yeah.
that was a good movie.
Because I remember me and Dylan saw that in the theaters. And
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like, wow, that was great.
It is I'm not going to spoil anything. It is like the epitome of like a good like suspense thriller movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, it had me feeling gross.
Mm-hmm.
And I, but not like
Yeah,
in,
I like feeling.
no. I meant like in like
Gave
a.
my
It
heebies
gave,
the
it gave me like
jeebies.
it gave me the unsettling feeling of like, oh, I don't like that.
Right.
But anyways, it's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
scary movie.
Well, I mean,
Maybe it has its own thing.
Right. Just for fun.
like I was just
Yeah.
saying, like, but it's like suspense thriller. Like, I wouldn't say it's like a horror film.
Oh, no, he's talking about Scary Movie.
The scary
Oh,
movie. Scary
Right.
movie.
The
Like-
parody.
Yeah,
Just okay. You don't know.
I never
scary
seen
movie.
it. I know.
Oh.
Scary
Yeah.
movies.
It's-
Are
I know.
Okay.
I know what they are, but I've never
Oh,
seen them,
okay.
so I don't know the reference you're making. So.
I say we should watch Scary Movie.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no,
no, we gotta
no.
watch a kid go flying out of a window.
Gosh, no.
But
anyways.
get them dogs away from me, bro.
That was my toes. That was the joke.
Hey guys, that's the Patreon after show.
Oh yeah, we have a Patreon after
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Uncensored toes.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
mine
yeah.
because they're all cowards.
That's the after show for the dog fight. Whenever we have
The dog fight.
Our,
You guys take off your shoes.
Patreon exclusive is
That's
just
what we call
Dylan.
our footsie fight. We
Yeah.
call it dog fight.
Yeah, we have a feet finder.
Feetfinder.com.
Our I was gonna say OnlyFans. Our OnlyFans, no. Our Patreon is actually just Dylan putting together Gundams.
Different guy.
Yeah,
Is that what it's
and-
called?
And then there's Ian just editing and explaining how to edit the podcast and what he does
Yeah.
and how much he hates me shouting in the mic all the time.
Oh yeah.
And then while drinking
What,
tea.
you mean like this?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
don't you do
And then
that.
all while drinking tea, and the other one is just me, just uncensored toe pics for me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. When you don't know, and they just
yeah.
show up on your
Chase is
feet.
just a blank screen.
No, and then every once in a while it's Chase too,
But-
not Chase's feet, just Chase.
But it's
He's
but
just
it is-
like
It is like but it's accompanied with like the primordial sound of like nothingness and like oh god, it's like of like just like this unknowable
The void.
yeah the void.
Reminded me of the necromorphs there.
That's what I'm saying.
Chase, you're an old one. I don't know if you realized.
Well, I
What is
mean,
it?
I
he,
don't think I'm that old.
he's been
Horrors
around for a long
beyond
time.
what is it called? Horrors beyond human comprehension.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is. But anyways, thank you so much for listening to this. That was all a joke. We actually don't have a Patreon, but if anybody wants us to have a Patreon or to set it up and is actually interested,
If
let
you
me know.
decide
Hit
you
me
want
up.
to give us money, please let us know.
Please, I'll be down.
I'll
Don't
take
even
Dylan's
let us
money.
know. Just give us the money.
Because I am looking for, and I'm being so serious. I do want to get more camera. I want to get cameras for this show, for just the podcast in general, and potentially
yeah.
like.
Oh,
do
but
a
then they
whole
can
set
see
design.
how often I have to look away to yawn or sneeze.
That's okay.
Or cough.
They'll finally see
I'll
how
cut that
ugly
out in
I am.
editing. The thing is, I want to also.
It would just be me looking away and then a black screen for a few
No.
seconds.
Like I want to have
pops back into
a couple
existence.
of different cameras, and I want to have a little like a switcher board, so like you could control the cameras, or Dylan can control the cameras, or like you actually could like hit like 2, and it would cut to camera 2, 1 cut to camera 1. So like we could have like live editing in the show.
I would just
It could be
keep
really
switching
fun.
between 2 and 1.
Yeah,
I would just make sure
You could
mine's
do
turned
that.
off all the time.
There you go.
I'm just a voice.
Anyways, I want to do that. So like again, but I got to save up some dollar bills for that. But anyways,
Get a fourth job.
Thank you so much. I can't. I really can't.
I don't have 3.
I do. For those of you who are looking to get more involved in this show, go to youtube.com or you can do / at Hindsight Studios, or in the search bar type in at Hindsight Studios, and you can subscribe, you can like, you can comment, let us know what you think there. We can also just type in Aftermath Podcast on all the major podcasting platforms. You can find us there. I also have a way now to look at the comments on Spotify, so if you listen there, hello. I can see you now. I could not before.
You guys are real.
Yeah.
see.
I know that's a pretty big platform. I think also Apple Podcasts is, but I don't think there's any commenting there. So Apple needs to step up their game. That's all I'm saying.
Also, if you want to summon Chase, you put 4 reins in like a square formation on the ground with a drop of blood and 3 drops of just any whiskey of your choosing, and then you'll light it on fire while saying Chase.
Just Chase.
And then the reins will explode and like all the go to his mail, drink the reins.
Preferably Buffalo Trace.
There you go.
And then he'll be like,
What's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
So,
But you got to be careful. The tell sign when he's about to leave is when he stands up and goes, well.
yeah, he does the double thigh slap
could you
like a
imagine?
dad. He has no children, by the way. He just does the dad thing where he's like, well,
Time for me to head out.
guess we got to get out of Dodge.
Could you imagine you summon me and I immediately just go whelp and walk back out the
he's
door?
like, I don't know how I got. You're like covered in towel. You're
He's
like,
like, oh,
I was about to
shit.
get in the bath, so I'll catch you later. I'm gonna get back to it. Hopefully, you didn't need like a wish or something. I don't do that shit. That's what is it,
Anymore.
an anime? Even though they just summoned you successfully, you're like, what is it, an anime?
Could you imagine
What is it?
Chase shows up after you gather all 7 Dragon Balls?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And he's like, sup? And you're like, I want a wish.
What
He's
you
like,
want?
wishes don't exist, idiot, and walks off. That's it.
You
All 7
summoned the
Dragon Balls
wrong person.
Just makes Chase appear. That's it. Doesn't do anything.
I
with
just
Chase.
imagine like his introduction is just like a plume of fire and smoke as he's just going, well. Just like shows up.
Actually,
You're like,
it's-
what is happening?
I
Are
feel
you
like it
supposed to
wouldn't
be a
be-
dragon? It's like,
It's
no.
like,
It
it's
would
like a
be like-
very deep, echoey way.
I don't even think it would be. I think it would just be like this big flaming, smoking thing, and it's just you with your hands in your pockets like that. You had to do it to him, kind of thing, and you're like, "How did I get here?" That's it.
Who are you?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
in the same shirt that's stained from Home Depot.
There you go.
Actually, I'm just in the Home Depot apron.
Covered in concrete dust.
You were currently clocked in. You were clocking at work, and you like
Yeah.
just walk up there and go like,
Oh, I'm so fired.
damn.
You're like,
I was on
you're
my
like,
lunch break.
I gathered the Dragon Balls. I want a wish, and you're like, only wish I can grant you is if you're asking where the lumber aisle is, Chief.
I know where the light bulbs are.
Calls Home Depot. Hey, you're never gonna believe this.
And even then, if you want lumber from here, you're tough luck. We only got the ones that are crooked.
Love that.
Try Lowe's.
Try Lowe's. He walks off.
Conflict of interest.
What a waste of 7
They
Dragon
might be
Balls.
better, but I can't say for sure. I've never been in there.
You know, they would spend their entire life
Never
wondering if
been in there.
they would spend their
God.
entire life wondering if that was some deep esoteric knowledge. Like, I got all 7 Dragon Balls, and a man showed up and told me where the lumber aisle is. And it's just you being like,
no
that was
fucking
such
way."
a weird day, man.
Love that.
Oh,
I would believe it though.
yeah.
Also, if you dive headfirst into the deep end of the pool and you knock 3 times on the bottom of the pool, someone will show up and give you a ticket to come here for a live listening.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
also
yeah,
hope
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
else molests me.
I think
That's not a
also-
podcast appropriate, Chase.
Another way to find the podcast is if you take an envelope, get an actual postage stamp, U.S. postage stamp, and then put the address for Aftermath, just Aftermath
I
podcast,
swear to God, you're going to get a letter.
and then
You're going to
no,
be.
and
We might.
then just write like a formal letter of like I really want to subscribe to the podcast, and just like put it in the mail. It'll get to us.
I'll show up
We'll
and
send
I'll
you a
teach you,
response
like you're an
letter
old
saying,
grandpa who
"Okay,
doesn't
do
know
it."
how to use the internet. I'll teach you how to subscribe to the podcast,
Yeah,
do it, and then leave.
If you find your nearest wishing well, and then hold a quarter in your hands and say, please, all I want to do is listen to the Aftermath podcast, and then flick that quarter into the well.
a goblin of the well will come out, punch you in the face, tell you to stop throwing change into his well, and then I'll show up and be like, "Oh yeah, that was actually all a scam," and then I'll tell you how to do it.
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways you could do it. Carrier pigeon, there's a lot of different ways you can subscribe to the podcast.
On that note,
but until next time, thank you so much for listening.
See you. Send more pigeons.
Y'all have fun now.
Bye-bye. That was an hour and a half.
Where's the note?
Are we
Where's the
clapping
note?
still live? Edit that at the end of the podcast.